On a golden Sunday in late July, Ohio's summer heat shimmered across sprawling green lawns and grand old trees. But for a select few gathered at a historic mansion outside Cleveland, the real warmth came from something else entirely: the engagement of two of the world's most talked-about stars, pop icon Taylor Swift and NFL champion Travis Kelce. The day belonged to them, but also, in a way, to Ed Kelce, Travis's father, whose presence and joy became a highlight in a celebration that felt more like a family reunion than a Hollywood spectacle. As the sun dipped lower, casting honeyed shadows across the property, guests could feel the anticipation rising. It was a private affair, no press, no paparazzi, just the closest friends and family, along with a handful of famous faces from sports and music, all gathered to witness a new chapter for the Kelce Swift families. Ed Kelce had always been a steady figure in Travis's life, a man who watched his son grow from a scrappy Ohio kid with big dreams into a football legend. But on this day, Ed wasn't just a proud father, he was a man overwhelmed by happiness, his every gesture radiating pride and affection. Social media quickly lit up with images of Ed, dapper in a black three-piece suit, arms slung around Travis, both beaming with pure, unfiltered joy. One picture said it all: Ed Kelce, his eyes shining, standing next to his son, who wore a sharp suit with a white flower on his lapel. In the background, laughter and chatter filled the air, blurring the line between superstar status and simple joy. For a moment, the world-famous Swift-Kelce engagement felt like any other family's happiest day. As the festivities unfolded, Ed Kelce delivered a speech that would echo long after the last champagne cork was popped. He spoke not as the father of an NFL star, but as a dad who had always hoped his son would find someone to share life's triumphs and tribulations. "When I met Taylor, I saw the light in Travis's eyes change," Ed said, his voice thick with emotion. "I knew this was someone who could walk the journey with him." After his heartfelt words, Ed embraced Taylor in what guests described as a true father-daughter hug. One attendee recalled, "When Taylor walked in with that elegant white dress, Ed nearly lost it. You could just see how badly he wanted her to feel at home, as if she'd always been part of their family." Taylor's mother, Andrea Swift, was seen chatting warmly with Ed Kelce throughout the evening, further proof that this wasn't just a merging of two celebrities, but of two families. The chemistry between the Swifts and the Kelces was genuine and easy, their laughter filling the ornate rooms. One guest summed it up: "There was no tension, no awkwardness, just two families who really, truly liked each other." The couple had deliberately chosen Ohio for this moment. For Travis, it wasn't just home, it was the soil where his dreams first took root, the place that shaped him long before stadium lights and championship rings. The engagement wasn't about grandeur, but about grounding, a celebration of roots and beginnings. As photos trickled onto social media, fans around the world felt like they'd been invited to something intimate and magical. The most viral image: Travis, in a gray suit, gently kissing Taylor's head as she leaned into him, an image straight out of a modern fairy tale. Another shot caught the pair walking hand in hand into the ballroom, Taylor's backless white dress shimmering under the lights, Travis's eyes never leaving her for a second. Guests marveled at how attentive Travis was, always checking that Taylor was at ease, always quick with a reassuring touch or smile. "They looked like they were made for each other," another attendee confided. He was proud, she was glowing. It was like watching two worlds slip perfectly into alignment. The guest list read like a who's who of music and sports. Chiefs teammates, artists who'd shared stages with Taylor, friends and confidants from both their worlds mingled with ease. Yet, the mood was anything but starstruck. Instead, it felt like old friends catching up, swapping stories, and raising glasses to new beginnings. After the official ceremony, the family toasted the future. Ed Kelce, ever the host, clinked glasses with every member of the Swift family. "We're not just in-laws," he quipped. "We're teammates in a lifelong game." The room erupted with laughter, the kind that comes when everyone feels they truly belong. Within minutes of the first photos leaking online, social media exploded. Hashtags like #KelsWiftEngaged and #SwiftKelseyLove trended worldwide. Fans couldn't get enough of Ed Kelce, calling him the father figure you've always wanted, funny and warm. One tweet summed up the universal mood. "This is the fairy tale ending we all dreamed of, a pop princess and a football warrior, with the world's proudest dad cheering them on." Another fan gushed, "Ed Kelce's joy is the real star of the show. He didn't just gain a daughter-in-law, he gained a daughter." As the night wore on, guests lingered, reluctant to let go of the magic. What struck everyone wasn't just the glamour or the star power, but the sincerity. Here was a family, two families really, showing the world that even with all the lights and headlines, the things that matter most are still love, trust, and support. Ed Kelce stood at the center of it all, not as a celebrity, but as a father whose heart was full. It was a reminder that, for all their fame, the Swift-Kelce story is, at its core, a story about family. The engagement wasn't the only headline that week. In a heartwarming twist, Liberty Memorial Hospital in Missouri announced the birth of a baby girl named Kelce Taylor, her name inspired by the superstar couple. The hospital's Facebook post, complete with a newborn swaddled next to a red football jersey, was quickly shared thousands of times, with fans declaring, "Best name around." It was another sign that Taylor and Travis's love story had become something bigger than themselves. Their fans, touched by the couple's journey, were weaving them into their own stories, into the lives of their children. It's almost hard to remember a time when Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce weren't household names together. Their story began in July 2023, when Taylor's Eras tour took her to Kansas City. Travis, a self-confessed Swiftie, tried to give her a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it. He never got the chance. Taylor's pre-show rituals kept her backstage, but he didn't let that stop him. Instead, he shared the story on his podcast, New Heights, and soon the world was rooting for them. He invited Taylor to see him play at Arrowhead Stadium, quipping, "You've rocked the stage at Arrowhead. Now come see which show is more lit." The rest is history. By the end of 2023, Taylor was a regular at Chiefs games, and the world watched as pop and sports royalty collided. The couple's romance played out like a dream. Private getaways to Montana, cozy nights with friends, snowy adventures, and spontaneous trips. Fans dissected every Instagram post, every glimpse of a ring or a knowing smile. The speculation only fueled the excitement. What sets Taylor and Travis apart isn't just their fame, but the way they ground each other. Travis, the larger-than-life athlete, is at his most relaxed and real with Taylor by his side. Taylor, who has sung about love and heartbreak to millions, glows with an ease and contentment that fans have rarely seen. At their engagement, this bond was palpable. Their friends say that, despite the whirlwind of attention, Taylor and Travis are just two people who found each other at the right time. They laugh together, support each other's dreams, and never miss a chance to celebrate the people they love. As the night ended and the last guests drifted away, the memories lingered. Not just of a pop superstar and a football hero, but of families coming together, of a father's pride, of sincerity in a world that often feels anything but. Ed Kelce's joy, Travis's devotion, Taylor's warmth, these were the moments that stayed with everyone, the proof that love can be both extraordinary and beautifully ordinary. And somewhere in Missouri, a baby named Kelce Taylor began her own story, inspired by a couple whose journey had captivated the world. If there's anything we take from the Kelce-Swift engagement, it's this. In a world desperate for fairy tales, sometimes the happiest endings are the ones rooted in family, laughter, and the quiet assurance that you've found your home. So what comes next? For Taylor, Travis, and their families, the adventure is just beginning. And for the rest of us, their story is a reminder to cherish the moments, celebrate the people we love, and believe in the magic of new beginnings.